What is up, expats and travelers alike? I'm Josh with Expats Everywhere.
And I'm Kalie.
And today we are here to celebrate 1 year here in Portugal with you guys. If you guys didn't know, we've been traveling abroad for over 13 years and we've gone through a series of different countries, but now we have more or less settled here in Portugal. We're going to talk to you guys today and answer your questions about what life is like living in Portugal. If you do have questions about moving to Portugal, we'll try to answer those as well, but we want to prioritize your questions about moving to Portugal. What's up, Kalie?
Not much. So we are actually on the island of Madeira. We're in Funchal, which is the capital. And on our 90-day project where we traveled around Portugal over the summer, we didn't get to either of the island archipelagos. So we are actually here in Madeira to celebrate 1 year.
You said that word really well. Well done.
Thank you. It's a tough one. Archipelago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird one.
All right, so if you guys want to start popping your questions in the comment section, we'll get started answering those. We have a few people that have come in and said hello. Mandy said that they got their D7 today. Congratulations. 4 weeks from the VFS meeting in DC, so well done to you guys. Thank you all for the congratulations. We really appreciate it. So biggest thing that you've noticed since moving here, like in the past year, like what's changed for you?
Oh, geez. Throwing a loop here. We didn't actually talk about this. Biggest thing that's changed. I mean, obviously we can talk about all the different ups and downs of the restrictions, but that's no fun. So things are opening up. What would be the biggest thing that has changed? I think after traveling a lot of Portugal this summer, it really confirmed why I like the north and the weather. I guess that's probably something that surprises me the most is since I grew up in Florida, I generally like the hot weather. We lived in Singapore before this. I was okay with the humidity, but being down south in Lisbon when it was kind of hot, I was like really excited to get back up to Porto. And as soon as we got back up there, I just felt like the weather was so much nicer. And that's even in the fall time too, you know, not just the summer, but the fall is nice. So I don't know. I think the weather.
Okay.
Out of seeing it for a full year, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I think honestly, the biggest change for me has been over the past maybe 6 months or so, we've really started to learn the language better and make more of a what would you call it? A conscious effort to learn the language.
Josh is doing really well at that.
I'm okay. But what I've noticed is it's just really starting to open up things in terms of my understanding of society and culture. I mean, I'm not there yet. I'm not a finished article whatsoever. But it's really fascinating.
Yeah, you're doing really well with it.
It's cool. I mean, yeah, it's very cool. I enjoy it.
All right, so
we have some questions.
Some of the questions.
Yeah.
So as Josh goes to that and chooses that, I'm just gonna tell everyone again we're in Madeira. We've been here for we got in yesterday actually. So first impressions, it's beautiful. Having a great time so far. We're here for a week, so we get to explore that, and we are going to put out a city guide about Funchal. We're doing a Jeep tour because it's a hiker's paradise, and it's supposed to be really awesome for hikers. Obviously, we have to be a little thoughtful of what we do because we have a toddler. So some of the hiking is not suitable, but there are supposed to be like swimming basins and the lava pools and stuff. So we're really excited to dig into that here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a fun question.
Angel, have you moved to Madeira for good? Sorry, I tuned in late.
This is just a working vacation, if there ever is such a thing. I mean, we're here to create some content and show you guys Madeira through our eyes, the ones that those of you who can't get over here, at least in the near future. We want to be able to share that stuff with you all. It's really pretty here, but
it is.
But yeah, well, stay tuned to the end of our Funchal video where we say, would we expat that? We've only been here for basically a day and a half.
Yeah, so we're still getting a feel for especially the city Funchal. I mean, obviously in the island itself. But it's funny because we were chatting with someone the other day, and they said, "Are you going to Madeira like for work or to relax, like on vacation?" Or they said, "Are you going to Madeira for a vacation to relax?" And I went like this, and Josh went like this, and we looked at each other like, "Wait, what?" So it was like, I guess it's a little bit of both, but it is nice to relax a little bit. But we also want to show you guys what it looks like, so it ends up being work too, but it's fun work.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone saying hi. Chris, I'm here around Fado. Really hard to rent something. People don't speak English. I'm at a loss, about to give up. Oh, don't give up.
Don't give up. Just get out of Fado. Like seriously, if you can. I think of the places that we visited during our 90-day project, Fado was the least appetizing.
And actually, while we were there, I met with someone who's Portuguese, who's from there, and she was trying to help her parents sell their house, and she even had a really hard time. And she was talking about the realtors making it really difficult on her, and she's actually Portuguese, was born in Faro, has lived there her whole life. So don't give up, but yeah, maybe just try another city. And real estate
Come up
tough.
to Porto.
Porto. Well, that is a bit of a difference, but real estate's tough here, so don't let it put you down, I guess.
But on the Porto thing, shout out to Dan and Michelle from Honeymoon Always. They did a video talking about Lisbon and Porto, and we actually met up with them when they were here in Porto filming. And,
here in Porto?
Well, not here in Porto, sorry.
Porto.
We're in Madeira. When we were in Porto, we met up with them, and we actually spoke with them about how Porto is an easier city to land and like find your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit more manageable, I guess.
Yeah. So Faro, yeah, you should be able to find a lot of English speaking expats or immigrants that are there, but yeah. All right, let's get to this question.
Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne, could you live on an island? Ooh, this is a question we've already answered with each other.
Yeah. I mean, technically, or maybe I should say in theory, we did with Singapore.
That's true.
But the thing with Singapore is you have these causeways, you have the bridges that get out of Singapore really easily. Plus, you're never too far away from Changi Airport, which is an amazing airport. Problem here is you're at least a 2-hour flight from.
Well, maybe it's a little closer.
To
Morocco.
Lisbon. Oh, well,
Morocco.
Yeah,
if you're going to Morocco, but if you're going
airport.
back to Portugal.
Yeah.
Because the island, these islands are off the coast of Morocco, so that's actually the closest country. But if you're getting back to Portugal, our flight was just under 2 hours from Porto. But we've actually, we love Hawaii. We think Hawaii is beautiful, but it'd be tough to live there because it's just a haul getting off of it, so any island that's not connected by a causeway like Singapore is, it's difficult for travel and to get around to different places. So could we live on an island? We lived on Singapore. Yeah. Would we live in Madeira? It's only been a day and a half or so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll answer that in the Funchal video.
Yeah.
Super
Trav.
chat.
Hey, Trav. Congrats, guys. For Beer for Both. Thank you so much for all of your help. Much appreciated. Do we have our little icons?
Thank you so much. I do, but because we don't have Amy and G here to man this, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, that's true. So now Josh has to man the comments and all the little special effects.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. All right, so let's get to this one.
Okay, can you guys talk about different areas of Funchal, pros and cons?
Honestly, not yet. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, not yet.
We've researched a little bit.
Yeah. But we haven't experienced it.
We're still in that mode, I guess, because we definitely like to get into the place that we're going to be talking about and really get to know it on the ground. So we will be talking about that stuff in our Funchal video. When do you think that's going to come out?
I have no idea.
A couple weeks or so.
We haven't put it in the production schedule yet. I will say this: we don't like to make early judgments of places, but we do like to say what's your first impression? And yesterday, what did you say?
Beautiful. My first impression is that it's beautiful. When we flew in, when we drove from the airport, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Your first impression?
I felt like it was like a Caribbean city.
Yeah.
It had a Latin American flair, but it felt safer and it was much cleaner.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's the way I felt.
First impression. Yeah.
No.
All right. Jay, do they require COVID vaccine to visit Portugal? I'm willing to do COVID test, but not the experimental mRNA vaccine.
Fair enough.
They do not require the vaccine to get to Portugal. You just have to have a negative PCR test 72 hours before you arrive.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You don't need the vaccine.
We got to give a shout out.
Angie.
Yeah.
Angie, sorry. Hey guys.
I'm so glad that you made this one.
Yeah, sorry. There was something on the screen there. John, how goes house hunting in Porto to purchase? Good question.
It's okay. We're actually exploring an idea with some friends of ours to potentially create a vertical community. I think that's Carl Munson's his phrase when it comes to buying a building and having knowing all your neighbors. For one, that vertical community, it would be possible, I think, for us to buy with some friends of ours that we've made, some expat friends, in a building, but we'd have to rehab it. It would need to be something to rehab. Other than that, buying something, just a unit for us, we're looking.
Still looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have a specific neighborhood that we would like, and we, certain criteria. And I mean, I guess the past month and a half has been quite busy as well. So it takes a lot of time to set stuff up and go look and working around see his nap schedule and all that. So we're still looking, but haven't found anything.
Yeah, we've been a month and a half in our new place, and we love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's not in Bonfim.
No. I mean, we're still looking to buy in Bonfim, but for right now, the place we've rented is in a good location, and we like it.
Yeah.
Royce, we're traveling to Portugal in March. My wife is a history teacher. What are the top 3 castle historical sites you've seen so far? Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
I had something that just popped in my head right away.
Ooh, I did too. What were you going to say?
I was going to say in Evra because of the Roman influence there.
Okay.
And I know Evra is probably not one of the places you would visit.
You would not expat that.
I wouldn't live there, no. But you can, I mean, when you see some of the stuff that they've preserved there, it literally looks like things that you see in Rome. And that really surprised me.
True.
So you've got that and like the Chapel of Bones, of course, which is something that is well known. So Evra is if you have a car, it's not too far to drive out there from Lisbon. So I think that historically is really interesting.
Okay.
What was yours?
The first one that popped in my mind was the castle, because he actually wrote castles. Then boom, castle came into my mind.
Which
the castle in Monsaraz.
Oh, okay.
Right? In Alentejo.
Okay.
You remember?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's Monsaraz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we bought that little shop that.
We bought that little syrup.
Oh, the syrup.
Yeah. Yeah. Monsaraz is awesome. I would say
that is crazy. Yeah. That's a castle that like feels like it still is a castle, and some people actually live in the walls still. And you can actually stay there as well. It's very quiet though, but yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
Visually stunning is the area around Belém, right? Tower of Belém. That area is visually stunning. It's just, I mean, the way it juts up into the sky, that's cool.
I think another one too.
Maybe I would say the old town in Guimarães.
Yes, that's pretty as well. There's so many options. What about Tomar? A lot of people like the
Tomar's really pretty too.
The Templar, right?
Yes.
That history.
Yep.
There's that too.
Yeah.
So mainly central, right? Central and Lisbon region, probably. And Alentejo. It's hard.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Portugal's awesome. Boom.
Okay. Travel Eats. Do we need a 1-year lease for the D7? Good question. This has come up a lot. So in the U.S. right now, the difficult thing is that the consulates can do whatever they want, even from the same country. So they can require different things. And we've seen this happening anyway in the San Francisco jurisdiction and the DC jurisdiction. Well, as of right now, the San Francisco one is requiring a 1-year lease. That has happened. The DC one has not made that a thing just yet. They might follow suit from San Francisco, but they might not, because actually San Francisco has had in-person interviews be a requirement for the longest time, and the DC has never changed that. So as of right now, DC is not requiring a 1-year lease. Now, a lot of people will recommend that you just go ahead and get that to cover yourself just in case, and it just makes your application look better. And then you'll need it when you have your CEF appointment anyway. So if you're comfortable enough with that 1-year lease, it's probably best just to go ahead and do that for the DC one. If it's a San Francisco, then you need to do that.
Yeah.
So there is that.
And can I add something to that? I would say it might be difficult to trust some of the things that you read in the Facebook groups and whatnot of people who have arrived over the last year, because things have been changing so much. There have been people that have been able to arrive here and they don't even really have a real lease in hand when they apply to VFS or through VFS. So then what they're able to do is really the envy of what everyone wants to do, most everyone, which is move here, not under a contract, and be able to travel around like 1 month here, 1 month there, and figure out where your maybe forever region or city in Portugal is. I just don't think that's very practical right now. I think it would be a big gamble to try to get away with that.
That's the thing, is it's risky. You might actually, some people are kind of sliding through with that, but it's not recommended. So it really, if you talk to any type of lawyer or relocation company, they're always going to tell you like the most secure thing, because they don't want to give you faulty information. But that's kind of how it is right now. Of course, if you want to be a chancer, you could try, The worst that would happen, and this is for San Francisco, it's set. It's got to be 1 year. For DC, if you want to try something, the worst that could happen is at VFS before they send on your information to the consulate, they'll come back and say you need this, and it will just massively delay you because trying to find a contract and work with all that takes time. It's back and forth because you're working with someone in Portugal. A lot of it's through email. So there is that.
We have got another super chat.
Whoop, whoop.
I have not seen this currency. I believe. Where is this thing? Boom. There we go.
Paula,
thank you so much.
Hi.
I believe that would be Mexican
pesos,
right?
Finally, I can catch a live chat. Love the content and how it's thought out to be useful. Thank you so much, Paula. That's very encouraging. All right, so Josh is gonna.
I'm jumping back. I found it.
Got some. Okay.
I found it.
I was just gonna start talking about stuff.
Nope, let's go.
All right, Sherilyn, will you get together with the couple from Stay Classy Vlog? That would be a fun video.
I think it would be a fun video. I'm gonna call Stay Classy out right now. We have Instagram messaged them. We have emailed them all accounts, both on Instagram and email. Crickets.
Haven't heard anything. We've had viewers actually try and contact them and say, hey, they're going to be here, or, they're going to they would like to do something. Because
we'd love to do something.
We love collaborating. I mean, as you guys have seen, we've had Veronica, we've had Honeymoon Always, and Carl from Expats Portugal. We did that live. We've had Nick from the Algar Attic, Liz. We love collaborating. So it would be awesome to do something with them, but we haven't heard from them. So maybe at some point.
Brad Smith, I will 100% answer this question in the chat after we go off the live stream. So just if you don't mind, hang out and I'll answer this question. Kalie and I'll answer this question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're keeping today about Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of our lives, we'll say, okay, we're going to answer about this region. So this one is actually completely open, but we want to keep it about Portugal.
Yeah.
JP USA, renting versus Airbnb in Porto, Portugal, positives and negatives.
We're going to make a video about it.
We are. Is that what we're keeping it at that?
Yeah, we're keeping it at that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to this space. Another.
Oh no, that's the same one. Travel. Oh.
Well, no, but
Travel Ease already commented on something and then said the same thing. RXV.
Yes.
Have you ever been in Turkey before?
Yes, we have videos about it.
We do actually.
Check it out in our channel.
Oh, okay. Someone told us how to actually say. Well, how to pronounce this? Because I've been saying like Luches, and I know you're on here all the time.
Lucchese.
Okay, there we go.
I think. Let me know if I got that right.
If we're saying that right. Would love to hear a comparison Hawaii versus Madeira. That's funny that you say that. I mean, I know I brought up Hawaii first.
I think we're actually going to talk about it at the end of the Funchal video. I will for sure.
Yeah,
like when we give our opinion section, because I've made some connections.
Yeah, you can feel that there are similarities, and I was actually speaking with someone today about it. So it's so funny. We're not going to answer anything about Madeira because you have to watch our video.
No, it's not like that. No. It's just
we want to keep it like the moving.
It's just that. Well, no. Also, we haven't been here long enough to give like really good in-depth impressions.
That's a good point. Yeah.
We
definitely like to be more informed, but we can just the first impression is that there are similarities.
Mm-hmm.
But also differences actually.
And it's not as remote as Hawaii.
That's true. That is true.
Super chat.
Whoop, whoop. Do you know the difference in prices for iPhone and Mac computers in Portugal and US? Someone said they tend to be about $200 more.
Yes, which is why we've had Kalie's parents bring us new devices from.
Well, they are bringing us. My parents are visiting next week for a couple weeks, and we would like to get new phones. We have the iPhone 7. Right? iPhone 7. It's so silly. We have the iPhone 7.
But we shoot content with it.
We do, and it actually is fine. Yeah. So we felt like it was time for an upgrade, and we were looking here in Portugal, and the prices were a couple $100 more.
And that's why we said, hey, we can wait a little bit longer until
and just
your
have
parents
my parents bring them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, that is true. Electronics tend to be more expensive here. That's difficult. Melinda, have a super box for me.
Although here we're having Coral.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm saying that right. Coral.
It's Madeira's domestic beer. It's good.
And it's better than Sagres.
Yeah.
It's not better than Superbox.
Not better than Superbox. Superbox, Coral, and Sagres. That's what we've decided. All right. You want to read this one?
No, I don't like reading.
You're like pre-reading it though.
I know.
Yeah. Chris, thank you. Porto, would love to rent there, but kind of tired of colder weather. Was told people don't speak much English there too.
Who told you
Would
that?
prefer warmer. What about Lagos? Thanks again. Really appreciate.
Lagos is nice.
It's warmer, of course, because it's down south.
Yeah. I mean, it's colder weather, but it's not cold.
No. I mean,
Canadians would scoff at us.
I know that's the thing, is keeping it in perspective. I think you've talked to a lot of people about this, keeping it in perspective that the north of Portugal is colder, but when you compare it to like places in the States.
Yeah, it's not like going from Miami to New York City.
What would it be like? What would be a good comparison of like the cooler weather?
They're microclimates. So especially in the north, you've got, I think Braga would be considered one. But so it does give a bit more variance. But in general, what happens, what we see is, and I think we've talked to you guys about this on the live streams, is that the weather app's always wrong. Always. So if you read what the weather is in Porto, like we'll have people from Lisbon be like, "Oh, it looks like you guys are having a cold spell, blah, blah, blah." And we're like, shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah.
Man.
Take a picture, blue skies, even though it says it's raining. It literally will say it's raining. Or like you'll look at it and be like, "Oh my goodness, it's going to rain all day today." And then it's like, and you look outside and you're like, "I guess the rain is coming." And then you'll update it like 20 minutes later and it's just like clear the rest of the day. And it's just like, okay, that makes more sense from what I'm seeing. The weather apps I don't know how they get it so wrong. It's really bad.
I love this question because I think we got an opinion. We got a strong opinion on this.
Paula, do you still recommend living even if the costs have gone up? Do they ask for just 1 month deposit?
You want to answer?
Well, I can answer at least on the 1 month thing. As of when we booked with them, it was you had to put down a deposit when you locked in your contract.
Security deposit. And then first and last month's rent.
48 hours before.
Yes.
It was both of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
48 hours before the first and last month. So it was about three, right? Although the deposit just comes back at the end. You don't use it.
Let me pause here. If you guys don't know who Living is one of the property management companies in Porto. So we've actually been trying to find out who these companies are across different cities in Portugal so we can inform you all who they are. The one that a lot of people have been asking about is in Braga, and we can't find a company that does what Living does, and also Feel Porto, Feel Porto. That company also does essentially short, medium, and then also long-term rentals. So instead of going to Airbnb, you can go,
which is higher.
Yeah, you can go, to this company. The great thing about them is that once you're in, they take care of you. Problem is getting in. Mm-hmm. So Paula, if you want to get in touch with them, you'll have to be really persistent.
And we can help you too. Because I've found that like when people write me and they're like, "I'm not hearing anything back," so then I write them because we've got a few contacts there. Then they'll hear something, so we can at least try to help, because sometimes the communication breaks down. And it seems like they went through a bit of a change with their system and with the people that worked there. And I think they're getting back on track. They seem to be responding faster in these last few weeks compared to how the last couple of months have gone. So communication has been a little difficult. We can help if you need. Okay. Trav.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You're already laughing about it. Is the Mac keyboard sold there in Portuguese? I don't know.
Don't know. We can look.
Yeah. That's a good question, actually.
Yeah. And double back with us.
Yeah, we haven't actually looked, just because we know. Yeah, just because we know that it's more expensive here. So I'm trying to think. We've gone in and played with this stuff, but
I just know the little shortcuts on the keyboard.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't even paid attention because I think we've played more with like the watches and the phones and stuff rather than the actual keyboards. Yeah.
Crap, man! I've totally lost where we are. I'm sorry, guys.
All right. Well,
do you want to
fill in?
Yeah.
What's our topic?
Tell us your favorite joke. All right, I found it.
I don't have a good joke. Ron, still sketchy on how bad the humidity gets between Lisbon and Porto along the Silver Coast in the winter. Thinking Setúbal might be warmer and less wet in the winter. Thoughts?
I would agree with that.
Less wet. You're saying Setúbal will be less wet.
Setúbal will be warmer and less wet in the winter, for sure. Absolutely.
Humidity is definitely a thing in the north. Yeah,
it's real.
There are ways to.
You really have to get a house or whatever that is insulated well.
Yeah. But even actually here in Madeira, it's funny, like our place like that we're staying, it's really nice. It's newly renovated. But when you go out into the hallway, you can smell that musty humidity smell that just seems to creep in everywhere. So even if you're in a newly renovated place, the building is very important as well. And I tell people that when they're looking. That's
what I mean, the building.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the building is sound. I mean, yes, you want to have the unit sound as well, but you want the building to be good.
Yep. That makes a big difference too. So that is something to consider, but there's ways to work around it, help it out so it's not so bad, so you don't get mold in your shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
I had friends with that. Rhonda, whoop whoop. Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda.
Hola, doing great. I think Porto is like Oregon. A lot of people have made comparisons of Porto with with Portland and Seattle. But I think Seattle was kind of ruled out in the sense that it gets more sun during the winter than Seattle does, right?
Yeah.
Or we just had someone, Lori, tell us that like in Portland, they call them, in Seattle, they call them sun breaks during the winter and when the sun actually rolls in, where it's not, still gets
And that's
sun.
sad to call it just that.
Yeah. Okay. Russian potato. For how long are you guys going to stay in Madeira, and are you visiting Porto Santo as well?
No, we're just going to stay in Madeira, just in Funchal, actually. Well, we're taking a Jeep tour, but I mean, like, we're just laying our heads in Funchal. Kalie's mom and dad are coming to visit the day that we get back in Porto.
The day after.
Day after.
I mean, they leave the day, but by the time we get here, it'll be day after. So we're here for a week.
Thanks, Ron.
Just in Madeira. Yep. Thank you, Ron. Okay, Angie, you guys look better and better. Portugal really agrees with you. Ian's practically glow. Can't wait to join you. Woohoo, Nazare thoughts. Ooh, Nazare.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. So I'll go. When we visited, it was the summer, so it was high season, and it was a very like touristy, beachy place. Not touristy, but like traveled beachy. I think a lot of Portuguese go there as well. It's just a nice destination for a beach getaway, so that makes it really busy. We really want to go back in December to see these massive waves because apparently that's when they're the biggest, and they're not very big in July when we were there. So Nazare, beachy vibe, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't live there.
I don't think I would too. It's a little too remote from other places as well. You would have to have a car, I would say.
I think so.
Yeah. Or you'd be renting one all the time.
Yeah.
You weren't looking for new ones while we were talking?
No, we have tons of good questions here.
Ken, are you going to sled down the hill in Funchal? We have heard about this, the tobogganing.
We haven't planned on it.
It depends on Sia is the problem because obviously we can't sled down with her. So if we can work out one at a time or something.
I want to film it at least.
This is traveling with the toddler. Yeah. So we know about it. I've looked into it more than him. We'll see if we can with Sia. Yolanda, hey, planning a skiing trip next year to North Portugal. We'll be there for 2 weeks or so. Is that enough to explore how many cities? Yeah,
2 weeks is, if you're just saying the north of Portugal, 2 weeks would be good.
You could probably
4 cities.
I would say if you're staying in the north, Porto, Braga, Coimbra,
Viana do Castelo. If you know, it depends on what you want to do on your scouting trip. You know, if you don't have to set up like bank account or try to do a NIF or that type of thing. If you just want to like look and get a vibe, if you want to get a feel for, if you want to get a feel for the city, then that's. Yeah, I think that's good enough.
You could do 4 in the north because there are some that are very close. I mean, Porto and Braga are connected an hour by the train.
Yeah,
so
it's super easy.
So yeah, you could probably do 4 if you stay in the north.
We have got 2 super chats.
Whoop, whoop.
This is a crazy. I don't even know how to get to
it.
Come on now. There we go. All right. Got it.
Kat, thanks for all you guys do. Thank you, Kat.
And Ron.
Ooh, snacks for all. We're going to make a skiing trip during the winter. Definitely want to avoid moldy shoes. Yeah, that's a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's probably good to come in the winter though, because then you're gonna see what it's like in the winter. I mean, obviously it's nice in the spring, fall, summer. So get a feel for it in the winter and see if that's what you like. Yeah, that's good. And we will definitely take you up on those snacks.
And speaking of shoes, I've actually I bought a pair back in, was it March or April? April?
I don't know.
And I've already worn off the tread.
It's because of the ground here, like the uneven calzada and cobblestones, and it's crazy. Actually, Madeira is kind of weird because here they've got some like sidewalks that they use like those like black rock stones. It's not the most comfortable to walk on. I think it's because they just have a lot of it because the beaches and stuff. So they decided to just put it down as sidewalk. Maybe that was easier. I don't know. Hey, Lindy. Hey. I haven't chatted with you in a while. I hope you guys make it to Terceira. I have to walk my dog, but I hope you're back before you guys sign off. Yes, we'll definitely have to.
Let us know when you get back as well. She's not even going to hear this. She's walking her dog right now.
I know. She's already gone, huh?
Let's check this one out.
Okay, Siad, what's going on with the SE dollar sign?
I'm gonna guess that's SEF processing time.
Any insights? Yeah, we're saying that SEF. Is that for Seth?
Yeah.
Processing
answer
times?
that if it's Seth.
Okay. So for
Go ahead.
Seth, it's quite standard right now. Well, it's quite standard to be about 3 months. So as soon as you get approved for your application, they'll give you your appointment for that. Not everyone goes that route. Just that's normally how it is in the US. So it's about 3 months or so. I think there might be some that are a little faster if you're willing to go to a different place. Because you might be like moving to Porto, but then they'll have you go in Lisbon, and just Lisbon has more offices, so they can get you in faster. So processing is still a couple months. Yeah, they haven't really caught up.
Yep.
You're so funny. It's like I'm answering a question. You're not even listening. You're just like looking at the chat.
I'm listening. It's
yeah, you're a little smiling. I know you're not smiling about the Seth processing.
No,
times.
I just made a mistake. So that's what I was kind of smiling about, because I'm a dummy.
Shared. What was your mistake?
No, I clicked on this thing before you answered the rest of the question.
Okay, Sheridan, we're planning on moving. Thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Thank you.
We're planning on moving in a few years and have a 3-year-old. Can you recommend Portuguese language learning resources that will hold her attention? So you want them right now for a 3-year-old, or like just to kind of get her moved in? Like, I mean, I guess I'm kind of confused what you want, if you want it right now to hold her attention. Learning resources, if you want to email me, I can answer that a little better, because there's kind of like Montessori stuff around. And then of course you've got different TV shows and same stuff that you would have with like in the US, but just with the Portuguese language. So it kind of depends on your child too, on what's holding the attention.
Yeah.
But email me and we can chat a bit more about that in detail, because that's a good question. And I'm exploring that obviously right now with Sia. So
I'd say the biggest thing is just going to get them here and get them into a school, get them into a creche, which is like a preschool.
Yeah.
Get them into a creche.
I'm looking at a Montessori one, which I really like. So anything like that is going to be good, because then they're just fully exposed to the language. And that's really the best way they're going to learn, is just hearing it and adapting.
And they'll pick it up.
But if you want some stuff beforehand, they're same resources that we would use in the US. But we can talk about that if you want to email me. info@expatsEverywhere.com.
Super chat.
For more beer.
Thank you so much. That is awesome.
Madeira beer. I'll have to show you guys that coral.
Yeah.
I guess actually, did you post something on Instagram with the? No, you took
no,
some
not yet.
today.
I took some pictures.
Yeah.
We do want to let you guys know that we have kind of organized between us, Honeymoon Always, and Veronica with American in Portugal. We've organized a cruise, so we have limited spaces available for this. This was the only date in 2020 that they could give us, because all the other cruise ships were booked up, and we tried to get one that was reasonably priced. So if you want more details, you can email me at contact@expatseverywhere.com, and I'll get you those details. But essentially, April 11th to the 18th, and the average price is just shy of $1,400 per person. You need to have 2 people in a room, or I think there might be a supplement you can pay if you're single in the room. We'll be on it.
Down the Douro.
Yeah,
all 3. Like we'll be on it. Honeymoon Always.
Veronica
with American in Portugal.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Salamanca, right?
We'd love to. Yeah, cruise with you guys.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And for once, you actually will email contact@expatsEverywhere.com for that one, because that's Josh, and he's heading up that instead of all the questions. And we always say it's info for me, but you can send those questions to Josh. But it should be a lot of fun. There's going to be excursions, stops along the way, cruises down through the Douro, so you get to see wine country up in Porto, which we did a video about it recently, and it's just such a beautiful area. And my parents, they saw the video and they're like, we want to do that. So we're going to do a Douro stay when they're here for a couple nights, and should be awesome. So so let us know if you want more info about that, but we're excited about it and excited to meet some of you guys who can make it over here, and all of us kind of have a good time on that cruise ship and collabing with some other people. Travel Eats, any plans to visit Azores? It's on the list.
Yeah, there are no concrete plans, but it's on the list.
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be the turn of the new year, though, I would say. We've got some other plans coming up, and I would think it probably is going to be more in the spring, late winter, springtime.
It is fun to see other people here in the chats. Love doing this. Love doing this.
All right. Angel, yes, talk about Hawaii. I've thought about moving to Hawaii. I visited Hawaii in May this year. It is beautiful. Hawaii has a lot of great qualities about it. Expensive, and it's remote. That's the main thing that we've talked about for us, but we will kind of do a comparison when we do our opinion section with Funchal.
Yep.
Gareth, oh my gosh, nice guys. And now I see why you say you were going to be busy. When do your parents join you? They will be here next week, the 21st. I think they fly in. So they'll be here for 2 weeks. And we have loved doing meetups with everyone who's coming and visiting Porto. But we've decided while they're here, we're going to spend time with them. Unless they want to take Sia, which I know they're just coming to see her.
They really are. They've actually said as much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not just to.
Well, grandparents, we know where priorities lie. It's been a year, so when they're little, they change so much. So yeah, we got a lot planned. We're gonna check out the Gaia side. They want to check out there. We're gonna do the Douro stuff. We're gonna show them Porto, maybe Braga, maybe Coimbra, because that stuff's close. So they're up for traveling around the north because they've not been up to the northern part of Portugal before. So should be good times. Rhonda, we did, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
no, we did.
We did, Rhonda.
Yeah.
On that last one, we did. Atypical Vagabond, love the beard, Josh. Coimbra and the rest of my exploratory trip has been fantastic. Very good.
That's really good to hear.
That you're having a good time and that you like Josh's beard.
I don't think it's going to last much longer,
Why?
to be honest.
It's starting to bug you?
I don't know. I get bored of it.
You get bored of it.
I get bored of it. This is a good question.
Hairstyle.
I don't actually remember the answer to this.
How much was your flight to Madeira? Well, yeah, because what's silly is we flew EasyJet, and if any of you guys know, Ryanair and EasyJet are like super budget airlines.
Nickel and dime you.
Yeah, they come out with great prices when you first see things, but then you're like, should I add this? Should I add this? Funny enough, with Sia, she sat on my lap because she's under 2, but the lap infant fare was 30 euros, which I can't remember. It was
more than the ticket. The ticket was
30
like
euros each way. So that was more than for the adults for her to sit on my lap, which was silly. But then we decided to upgrade a little bit because you upgrade your seat so you can choose it. So we could sit next to each other because of Sia as well. And then so we could have a carry-on bag. So I want to say altogether, it was under 200 euros for the three of us.
It was under 200.
Yeah. Round trip, under 200 for the three of us. But I can't remember exactly how much. It's just silly with kids. And normally it's not that bad. But
I like this question.
Travelies. There's another smaller YouTube channel, Hit the Road Madeira, which I think runs a tour company, Madeira.
They do, and that's who we're touring with.
Ta-da!
We're touring with Jeff from Hit the Road Madeira.
So we will be doing that on Sunday.
I can't wait to hear his silky smooth South African accent.
Right.
Love it.
And we will be vlogging about that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting to have that as well. But good catch there, Travelies, because I think he's not
many,
well known.
Yeah, not many people know about him. But actually, his content's amazing.
Yeah.
He's got some great
He knows
great
the island
videos.
really well. So
yeah.
So we're excited about that.
And he knows how to shoot and edit too.
Angie, hubby and I love beach, but would like some place where we don't need a car. I like public transport. This is actually where, and this is something that we were chatting with Dan and Michelle from Honeymoon Always about, Lisbon is kind of known for the beaches, which is true. But if you're in Lisbon, it's hard to get to the beach. Whereas Porto.
Technically, there's not a beach in Lisbon
that's
like
right.
the city.
Right.
Whereas Porto, we have a beach.
We do. And a river.
Well, they have a river too.
Well, but I'm just saying Porto has both.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the river and the beach, and it's quite easy to get to by public transportation. And then, of course, Montezino is just close. So there's a few places that you could live that you don't need a car, but you are by the beach. But Nazaré, I know you asked about Nazaré. That would be a tough one.
Gaia has nice beaches, but public transportation is not. Well, buses.
The buses. They're just a little harder to get to. Yeah.
We have 2 super chats from the same person.
Let's see. Sam. Hi, Sam. Hey, Josh and Kalie. Your channel has been an inspiration, confirmation, and a source of comfort for us as we plan to move to Portugal. Thank you. We'd love to help you guys out. So that's awesome that it's comforting, inspiration. I know.
Inspiration
actually,
is
I
an
was
awesome word.
just running through our playlist of when we did it, and I know that I'm driving and we're talking about dropping stuff off at FedEx, and I mean we're talking about how we were nervous through it. Okay, here we go, we're gonna send everything off, and you send it off, and you're just okay, I hope you make it, kind of thing. So we definitely know what you guys are going through. So we love to help, and just you're not alone with that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you. And then. You also say we know you're YouTube celebrities now.
We're not celebrities at all.
But we love meeting smart and entrepreneurial people, and we would love to take you out for a nice dinner or lunch if you'll have us once we get there. That sounds awesome.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. And we're not celebrities. That's silly.
We're not celebrities, and we aspire to be smart and entrepreneurial people.
Yeah. That's Josh. You do that.
I'm entrepreneurial. I wouldn't say I'm smart.
Nah, okay.
I
I'll
try
take
to
the smart
be.
part
I
then.
try to be. Drops is an app for Portuguese. There are a couple good apps. I actually still have some Ling codes. If you want a free trial for Ling, they gave me a bunch of codes to spread out to the masses. If you have an Android phone, just tell me in your email you have an Android. If you have an Apple, tell me you have an Apple. And I've got maybe about 10 codes each, or 5 Apple and maybe 10 Android. Contact at ExpatsEverywhere.com.
Yeah, for some codes.
Yeah.
Ling, yeah, is a good one too.
Oh, I don't know what that's referring to. I'm so sorry.
Oh, maybe Drops. Is that European or Brazilian Portuguese? Drops is...
I don't know. You used to use Drops.
No, I haven't used it. I've used Memorize, which is Portuguese, Ling, which is Portuguese. Duolingo is Brazilian, I think. Drops, I think, might be Portuguese. I don't know. That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Digital Desperado, is a cruise during the current world situation a good idea? The cruises have been running for a while. They've been running for a while,
so it's hard for us to give you a yes or no on that. But it's going to be in April, so and a whole lot can change.
And if you guys saw, we put out something that in Portugal, October 1st, things started opening up even more. So it seems like we're moving towards being able to do more of these events and everything. So that's exciting times. Chocolater, this is how budget airlines make money. It's all about the add-ons. It's so true. They catch you with like, oh my gosh, that's so cheap. And then you get there and you're like, oh, okay, well, the only way to get a bag in cabin is to actually, pay for this and stuff. So.
And donate a pint of blood. And, yeah.
Saeed, any specific area you can recommend for property purchase for investment on rental purpose? I was thinking to buy an apartment in the range of 200,000
Okay. So my short answer is the Portugal market is not the best place to invest money. I would invest in the US. If you can invest in the US, just do it there. You have better, return, you just have better return. You have the ability to make good cash flow. I think it'd be really difficult to make cash flow here, like real cash flow, significant cash flow. What most people do, I believe, is they chase speculation with price rises or inflation.
But if you really want to do this in Portugal, where would you say? I mean, like Braga's up and coming. They're starting to grow a bit.
Yeah,
it's kind of a long-term game, though, I would say, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, Porto, I think, is still like that. With the whole country, let's be honest. Like, prices are just going to continue to rise basically everywhere. And there will be corrections along the way. But as long as you don't pull out when the market bottoms out and you can afford your mortgage, it is what it is. All right, Stubble, I think is a good investment, but prices have significantly risen there. I think Porto's still good value for money.
Porto that are still up and coming, I guess, and would be the long game that you could find a property for that, renovate it, but you want to stay in it for a bit, for sure. That's a good question, though.
Yep.
Because a lot of people are asking about that.
Super chat.
Whoop whoop. Lady again. Hey, Aardvark. Good to see ya. Thanks for the super chat.
This is a good one.
Crypto Boomer, you will love the iPhone 13 for video.
That's what I got.
Yeah. You got the
13 Pro.
I got the mini. I don't like when they're too big. I need something that can fit in the stroller, little pocket, in my back pocket.
I'm just hoping the Pro makes me a pro.
You guys have to let us know if the video quality changes drastically, then it's because of the iPhone 13 Pro.
I just hope it shoots itself.
Musicians Live 360, congrats on the 1 year in Portugal. Does there seem to be a lot of tourists in Funchal at this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll probably touch on that in the Funchal video. I think there seems to be a ton of tourists.
I mean, they run off of tourism. So I would say the tourists are all year round because the weather's good, and it's an island and people want to escape. Even if you wherever you live in the winter is even somewhat cold, then probably this island is a little better. So I think that it probably gets tourism all year round. But here in October, lots of tourists. Yeah.
This is a great question right here. So 1 year in Portugal, do you feel like it's home yet?
Yeah, I would say, anywhere we've ever lived, we try to adapt as fast as possible to make it home. I would say so. Yeah, Portugal feels like home.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah, no, it feels like home.
Yeah, no, it feels like home. There's been a few places it's been a little harder, but Portugal's not one of those places.
I think we haven't built up a big enough friend base from the locals, which we're working on. But over the past like 2 months, our friend base from the expat side is really growing, which is great. We're not in an expat bubble per se, but it's just really nice being able to be able to make friends. And
I think that came a little slow for a few reasons. Normally, well, of course,
don't say that word.
But the restrictions going on made it a little difficult.
Yeah.
We traveled for 3 months during the summer, so we weren't in a place stationary long enough. And in the past, we've always gone to a different country, and we've had a job there. We've had work, whatever that looks like. Here is the first time we're doing the remote thing.
Yeah.
So when you go somewhere and you have work, it's you meet people automatically.
I think as well, like as our Portuguese level improves, so will the other things. So will I shouldn't say the other things. So will the friend group that is of Portuguese.
And not so much because of language, but just because of the cultural understanding, I would say. I mean,
absolutely.
Because the younger people speak English. I mean, they started in school really early on.
Yeah.
But just a mixture of understanding, I guess.
If you have kids, I would say really of all ages, like school ages, you shouldn't have issues meeting Portuguese people. Just being open. And maybe if you're in an international school, it's different. But no, I mean, like we've taken Sia to a park and been able to meet up with parents, and we're going to be hanging out with a Portuguese couple when your parents leave.
Yeah,
we've already booked a date with them.
A few weeks from
now.
It's
like 3 weeks in advance, but
something you gotta do. What you gotta do.
Kaylee's turning me into a planner.
Right.
We have 2 super chats. Actually, this is a super sticker.
I
don't even think I can pop it up on the screen. And we have another super sticker. Thank you guys so
and Elizabeth,
much.
hey,
Elizabeth, what's up?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Have we scrolled through the questions really? I mean, for the most part.
Well, we're getting there. We're almost to the end.
Okay, because we're 45 minutes in.
I know, Kaylee's.
I know, I'm always
okay, somebody just said Drops is European.
Okay.
That is great.
Good.
Evo's in the house.
Hello.
We're doing well.
Really doing well, yes.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of funny that we're in a really cool Airbnb, but it was about 15 minutes before we went live, like some big party popped off. At this bar, just like right out there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no, don't wake the baby. Because trying to do this, but I guess they've moved on.
And then the live stream starts and Kaylee's shouting into the mic.
Yeah, because I'm trying to shout over them. I guess I can speak lower now, right?
I think you can.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, Suzanne, thoughts on staying in Gaia versus Porto? That's a good question.
We're Porto folks.
Yeah, we really like Porto, but Gaia has a lot to offer as well. But Gaia is actually really big, so it depends on
Gaia's
where
really spread out.
Yeah, where you go. Honestly, it's better to be close to the metro in that area to be better connected on the Gaia side. That's what I always recommend to people. But they're very similar. Different feels, different prices for things. So you kind of just have to check out both and see which one you like. But we like Porto better. Chris, all right, heading to Porto. If no one speaks English, I'm coming over to talk to you too. Definitely.
You can, but
we guarantee you people speak English. Especially everyone in the service industry. I mean, you'll get, if you go to some little hole in the wall place with someone who's older, then it might be a little difficult, but you'll be fine.
I mean, that's kind of one of the downsides to places like Porto and Lisbon is that if you're wanting to learn Portuguese, it can be tricky because you could really survive on English alone.
Yeah.
But, for us, it's we don't want to move to a place and just do that.
And we've always found in Porto, they're really nice when you ask them to switch to Portuguese so that you can practice.
Yeah. So even today it happened here in Funchal.
Oh, it did, yeah.
At the restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Really nice. Really easy, actually, to understand her.
Yep.
Elizabeth, great to catch you live. Thank you for all you do. Sam, my brother is a video production engineer, and he says the iPhone 13 Pro has an epic video camera for a package that small.
Nice. Happy about that.
Awesome.
Talking about Duolingo. Okay.
I thought Duo was, Duolingo is
Brazilian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So I think it's Memrise, Ling, and now we know Drops are European. Duolingo is Brazilian. I don't know about any others.
Yeah. Okay. One quick announcement. I'm going to drop this in real quick. So yes, with Border has just changed some pricing. If any of you guys need a NIF or a bank account, or if you need both, they've changed some pricing. If you do a combo together and you order that together, we do have a discount code for that. It's ExpatsEverywhere. And it doesn't matter if you capitalize it, you can make it all lowercase and they'll get it.
$10 off for that.
That's pretty much it. I think we've gone through all the questions. We weren't able to say hello to everybody, but we're saying hello now. We love you guys so much. It looks like we have one last question coming in.
Evo,
let's do it.
Why do you think making Portuguese friends has been so hard, in your opinion? I wouldn't say it's because they're closed off or anything.
No.
It's just...
Let me formulate my answer. Go.
Okay. I was actually speaking with someone about this the other day, that it was the middle of the day and we were meeting with people. We were meeting with some expats and we were out at a cafe, and you could tell that people were either tourists or expats maybe that lived there. There weren't as many Portuguese out, and it's because they're working, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that we found is tough, is we're out a lot during the day, and Portuguese have jobs that, 9-to-5 type jobs. So it's harder to kind of run into them. And then for us, we're not out as much at night because of SIA. So I think if you have more of a nightlife, it's a little easier to meet Portuguese. But for us, since we're not out at night with her, then we're out during the day, and Portuguese are generally working. So I wouldn't say it's because they're closed off or anything. It's just been a little harder to connect with Portuguese because of the restrictions and just the lifestyle at this point. What would you say?
So what I would say is that what happens in Portugal happens in like all the countries that we've lived in, where the local population, so in this case, Portuguese people, already have their friend group established. Mm. So we meet a ton of people that were born and raised in Porto, and they already have their friends. So it's like, why do they need to bring another person into that friend group? So they'll be friendly and you can have nice, like cool conversations, but they don't need you as much as you need them.
Yeah. Not in a bad way though.
Not in a bad way at all. It's just, I mean, think about if you've lived in your hometown all your life and someone new comes in, like you're not necessarily even thinking in your mind, like, oh, they might need friends, or they might, like want to hang out. So as the expat, you probably need to put yourself out there. That's what I would say. Yeah. That's what I would say is kind of the phenomena that happens. You just have to put yourself out there and try to let them know that, you do want to.
Let's hang out again, or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be shy.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say though, on top of that, is we have met people. I'm going to just reference Portugal. We've met Portuguese that have traveled and they have experienced being an expat, and they've come back to Portugal. And because of that, they're more aware. They have more empathy towards that experience. So when they find out, you're going to be there for a year or a couple of years or whatever, you've moved to Portugal, they understand that experience, and they seem to be a bit more open to welcoming you in, which is cool. Mm-hmm. And they probably have other expat friends already. So mm-hmm. they just kind of bring you into that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trav has a good question, actually, that I think we should address here. Okay, good question, Trav.
Yeah.
Is it okay to get a NIF 2 years ahead of moving? We would say no, because generally you have to pay to keep your fiscal representative. So when you have a NIF, someone has to technically represent you. And through Border, it's a lawyer, and that's pretty much how it should be if you're having someone else do it. Mm-hmm. So because of that, Border offers that for the year, the fiscal representative comes along with it. And then what you do is when you get here, you change to yourself as the representative. That's how it works. But if you're not here yet and you don't go through your residency process, then you have to continue to pay to keep that fiscal representative. So you don't want to do the NIF too far in advance. It's not necessary to do it too far in advance, and you don't want to have to just keep paying to keep them. So just wait a little bit.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, I think we're good then.
We are good. Oh, I've got that popped up. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us.
You put the cruise one if you want.
I can put the cruise one. There we go.
For anyone who missed that.
Anyone who missed, we're going on a cruise. We want to see you there. Limited spots. I'm not just saying that as a promotional thing. There are 15 rooms, and the other 2 creators are also trying to book those rooms. So
if you want to go with us,
we can take 30 people. Yes.
Yep. All so right. Contact at ExpatsEverywhere.
Contact at ExpatsEverywhere.com if you're interested. I've got a little PDF thing, I believe, that I can send you.
Yep, to get more information. So we are leaving you guys from Madeira. Be on the lookout for the Funchal video, for the vlog about the different stuff around Madeira. And we're excited. 1 year. It's been a lot of fun. And fun answering your questions, too.
It's been awesome. Yeah, it's been awesome spending a year with you guys.
Probably longer, actually, because when we started the whole visa stuff back in Florida and everything. So
yeah. But until next time, let's get moving.
Bye.
Bye.